Welcome to Fun History English, your ultimate journey through time and history. In this 100-episode series, we're diving into the fascinating lives of history's most iconic figures. Today, we're diving into the inspiring life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., a pivotal figure in the American civil rights movement. Join us as we explore his early life, his fight for equality, and his unforgettable speeches. Along the way, we'll learn some new English vocabulary to boost your language skills. Let's get started. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, Georgia. His father was a pastor, and his mother was a schoolteacher. Growing up in the segregated South, young Martin experienced racial discrimination firsthand. Despite these challenges, he excelled in school and graduated from Morehouse College at the age of 19. He then went on to earn a doctorate in theology from Boston University. King was deeply inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's principles of nonviolent resistance. In 1955, after Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a white person, King led the Montgomery bus boycott. This 381-day protest ended with the Supreme Court ruling that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. King's leadership during the boycott propelled him into the national spotlight as a prominent civil rights leader. In 1957, King helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, an organization dedicated to nonviolent civil rights activism. Through the SCLC, King organized and led numerous protests, marches, and campaigns, all aimed at ending racial segregation and promoting social justice. His efforts were met with resistance and violence, but King remained steadfast in his commitment to nonviolence. On August 28, 1963, King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech during the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Standing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he spoke to a crowd of over 250,000 people, calling for an end to racism and for equality and justice for all. This speech is widely regarded as one of the greatest in American history and solidified King's place as a powerful orator and leader. King's relentless activism played a crucial role in the passing of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. That same year, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his nonviolent struggle for civil rights. He continued to fight for equality, focusing on issues like poverty and the Vietnam War, until his assassination in 1968. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was not only a civil rights leader but also a man with an interesting life and a great sense of humor. Here are some fun facts and anecdotes about him. King skipped both the 9th and 12th grades, entering college at the age of 15. King loved playing chess and often used the game to relax and strategize. Originally named Michael King Jr., his father changed both their names to Martin Luther in honor of the German Protestant reformer. King was arrested 29 times for his civil rights activities, always standing firm in his commitment to justice. In 1971, King was posthumously awarded a Grammy for Best Spoken Word Album for his "Why I Oppose the War in Vietnam" speech. In 1967, King delivered a sermon on Christmas Eve, expressing his desire for peace and justice in the world. King was monitored by the FBI, which tried to discredit him through various means. King had close friendships with fellow activists such as Rosa Parks and Bayard Rustin. King was a fan of college basketball and enjoyed following the March Madness tournament. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was established as a federal holiday in 1983, making him one of the few individuals to have such an honor in the United States. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dedication to justice, equality, and nonviolence has left an indelible mark on history. His legacy continues to inspire us to strive for a better and more just world. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Let's take a moment to review some key vocabulary from today's story. Segregation, Nonviolent resistance, boycott, orator, unconstitutional, activism, discrimination, Nobel Peace Prize, strategize, and federal holiday. Segregation, the practice of separating people based on racial, ethnic, or other differences. Example, King fought tirelessly against segregation in schools and public places. Nonviolent resistance, the practice of opposing a system or policy without using physical force. Example, King was a firm believer in nonviolent resistance, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi. Boycott, the act of refusing to buy or participate in something as a form of protest. Example, the Montgomery bus boycott was a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. Orator, a person who is skilled at making public speeches. Example, King's powerful speeches made him a renowned orator. Unconstitutional, not in accordance with a political constitution or with procedural rules. Example, segregation on public buses was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Activism, the policy or action of using vigorous campaigning to bring about political or social change. Example, King's activism inspired millions to join the fight for civil rights. Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people, especially on the grounds of race, age, or sex. Example, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 aimed to eliminate discrimination in public places. Nobel Peace Prize, an international award given annually for achievements in peace. Example, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts in fighting racial inequality. Strategize, to plan the actions one needs to take in order to achieve a particular goal. Example, King would often strategize with other leaders to plan their next moves. Federal holiday, a public holiday established by federal law during which employees are given a day off. Example, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated as a federal holiday in the United States. Call for it, to demand or request something publicly. Example, King's I Have a Dream speech called for an end to racism and equality for all. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Fun History English. See you tomorrow for another fascinating historical story.